While the residential sales market is uncertain, parts of the rental market are booming, especially since lower rents mean great deals for the consumer. Unfortunately, that means more concessions from landlords and smaller commissions. We're here with Adina Azarian, founder and CEO of Adina Equities, to give us the scoop. Tell us about the apartment we're standing in now. How much would this go for?
Okay, well, not too long ago, we would have listed this 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It's about 550 square feet. It's a rare apartment in 53 Irving Place with a terrace. We would have listed it for $3,200, and it most likely would have been rented within a week. That would have been a very typical transaction for us here at 53 Irving Place. This apartment has been available for about a month now, and again, we are in our off season, but still, it is, kind of strange. But at the same time, $3,200 is probably an aggressive price for the unit right now in this market. Generally speaking, what I do is I reduce the rents by $50 every week or so until I hit a number where I really see activity taking place and a large number of people coming through the door and offers and activity starting to come. That's kind of my method of hitting the market rent for my landlords. This way I feel that I'm getting the highest price possible for them and feeling out the market.
In sales, I know it's important if you're going to do a price cut, you want to do one big price cut at once to kind of get people's attention. It sounds like it's different in rentals.
It's very, very different in rentals. In rentals, you can have an immediate reaction to a price. So I can get a 1-bedroom apartment, for example, and I can list it, let's say, for $2,500, and I can know within, I would say, 2 days whether this price is too high or not. If we see the activity increase, I stay there until we get an application, and if not, you just go down slowly every few days, once a week. It depends. If we're still getting 0 calls after $50 down, of course we go down another $50 until the phone starts ringing.
What else is negotiable right now?
Well, I hate to say it, but the broker fee is definitely negotiable right now. It's a renter's market. There's a lot to choose from. Vacancy is up, the rents are down. There's a lot of people looking and everyone wants a deal. People don't want to spend money. Even if they have money, they don't want to spend it. We have to be mindful of that. People are concerned whether the stimulus package is going to work. Everything else, we're all nervous. We come across a lot of people coming through the door who, whether they have the money or not, just will not pay the old standard of 15%. They won't do it, they can't do it, they will walk away. Things like move-in date is negotiable. Things like renovations. If the tenant wants the apartment painted a different color, the landlord would be amenable to work, where before usually as-is was more the norm. Sending a cleaning person, unheard of before.
What about when a tenant wants to renew their lease? What are the kinds of things that landlords are doing to convince them to stay if they're thinking about leaving?
Well, this is a very interesting time, and that's coming up a lot. What I find with renewing of leases right now in this market is, of course, the tenants are reading the paper and they're seeing that rents are down, so they're trying to negotiate their rent down on current leases. My recommendation to my landlords has been not to, and my landlords have, the ones who have asked me for my opinion, let's say, that has been my opinion. The reason for that is mainly that once you open that can of worms with the tenant, you really never know how far that can go. And generally speaking, it's probably better to just start over with a new tenant at a lower rent than it is to set a precedent of negotiating once you do it once, you have to really do it for everyone. What we've done in the buildings where I do give that kind of input is either just offer to renew at the same rent, which many people have just taken up on, just instead of bearing the cost to move again, or offered to negotiate upgrades to their apartment, but then to just renew at the same rent. We had a tenant who was paying, I believe, $3,400 for one of our 1 bedrooms. He emailed me and he asked me for a rent reduction. I let him know that yes, I do agree that the market is down, but unfortunately, we do have a policy at 53 Irving that we won't renegotiate leases. We just don't want to set that precedent, and if I do it for you, I have to do it for everyone. And I said, well, how about if we can do something for you? Because I knew that if he did leave, that we would get probably $500 less than he was paying on his, for the new tenant coming in. So it was worth making some effort to try to get him to stay at least at the same rent he was paying. So at the end of the day, he said, it's pretty ridiculous that I have to pay the rent that I do pay and I don't have a dishwasher. And, that was a valid point. And I went back to the owners and I said, this is what's happening, and, this is what a dishwasher is going to cost us. And I called up our building maintenance supervisor, and I asked him to go look at the apartment and let me know if he could do it relatively easily. And he said that he could. And the long and the short of it is we installed the dishwasher, and under the stipulation that the tenant would sign a lease for another year, renew at that time, and we did it, and that's it.
Thanks for joining us here at The Real Deal. We'll see you next time.